Hey y'all, how about a tea and a book? All right, so let's talk about the book first. So this month's Tina book is Wild Women in the Blues. I said that as if I'm sponsored and this is something that other people want me to do. And I'm not sponsored and it's my own thing. So Sips By is a subscription box that you can order every month, which is what I do. And every month I try and open it with you guys and tell you about a book that I recently read. So I read Wild Women in the Blues a couple of days ago. So hopefully that means that I remember most of the things that happened in it. Think about the 7.5 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and the final revival of Opal and Nev. The thing with those books where there's somebody in the present, sorry, my cat is trying to have relations with my phone holder thing. So you have somebody in the present who is trying to learn about somebody or something that happened in the past. And in order to do that, they talk to an old person. So in this book, the person in the present is Hayes. His name is Sawyer Hayes. And he is trying to complete his thesis for a doctorate in film studies or something like that. And his sister died about a year ago, which has really unraveled his timeline for having these things done. So he goes to visit his grandmother and finds this box of stuff that may have belonged to a really famous filmmaker back in the 20s. And on the back of one of those pictures that he finds is the name of Honore Delacour, who is now 109 years old and living in a senior center. She's still, of course, able to talk and communicate and all of that stuff, and he goes to see her. So Honore was a showgirl in New York at a black and tan club in 1925. She was hooked into this one kind of Negro speakeasy on like the black side of town, and she's really trying to move on up to the Dreamland Cafe on this other side of town. While she's there, she sees some stuff she shouldn't see, and she gets mingled into this situation that originally didn't have anything to do with her, and now it has a lot to do with her. Who it does have to do with is this male friend of hers she hasn't seen for a long time, and she's trying to rekindle something with him. So in the present, Sawyer is talking with Honore about her experiences back in 1925, and he's really mostly interested in this filmmaker man that Honore supposedly did a film with. But she's telling him the story of all of this other stuff that went down that he actually probably didn't have any clue about. But we get to hear all about it. So I would say that similar to the other books, one of the storylines is more interesting to me than the other storyline. So sometimes that can be frustrating to go back and forth. But I actually liked both of them enough and felt, pretty good about continuing the story and how the story wrapped up and all of that stuff. And Sawyer, of course, along the way, he's learning some secrets about himself and his family, like why does his grandmother have this box of stuff for this old lady? And his grandmother has been the one that's been footing the bill for the old people's home, the senior center, for the last 30 years since this woman's been there. What's that about? So there's all of that stuff, and plus he has all of this guilt about his sister's death, and so there's all of this stuff that kind of goes along that he learns about himself as he's learning about Honore. So I would say it's at least a 3.5 stars. If you really like historical fiction and the sort of jazz age stuff and things that were going along with Prohibition, mobsters, Capone, all of that sort of stuff, that is really the 1925 storyline that's happening. And then in the 2000, maybe 15 or 16, I think is the present time. It's really more of the adult contemporary learning about your history, family secret kind of storyline. So if you're into those two things, you should pick up this book. And you should also pick up the 7.5 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and the Final Revival of Opal and Nev, because I enjoyed both of those books. All right, so I have 2 Sips by boxes sitting here because I'm trying to consolidate things. I think this is the new one. Yes, July. So my July teas made for Kenya. That's me. Let's see, I got a sweet, I tried this one already. Sweet watermelon oolong. So it is not in here to show you, not that you can see it anyways, or not that you can taste it anyways. Here's an organic jade oolong, which is not what I'm looking for. Here it is, sweet watermelon oolong. Premium loose leaf tea. It's from Driftwood Tea Company. Looks like this. You can't really see anything, but when you open it, the smell is divine. It is, I really think about watermelon and strawberries as sort of the epitome of the flavors of summer. So it's really great. It's light, it's clean. I loved it cold, which is probably the way that I will drink the rest of that. Let's see if there's anything. It's medium caffeine. Nothing says summer more than a ripe, juicy watermelon on a hot day. This thirst-quenching oolong blend is reminiscent of this sweet fruit. I totally agree with that. And like I said, it's from Driftwood Tea Company. All right, and then from David's Tea, I've never had a David's Tea I didn't love. And it's usually something I wouldn't have thought of. So let's see if we got anything weird this time. High caffeine, yay. This is a tea that puts you in a great mood, inspires harmonious relationships, and makes you very productive. A great way to start the day. Enjoy with or without milk. Wow, that is a really, really bold statement there. It's a organic breakfast tea. 355 milliliters of water. High caffeine. I was looking to see if it had the caffeine content, but it doesn't. Also, nothing to see here. I also don't think it is flavored, like it's just a black tea. Alrighty. Third one, Green Rainbow by Love Some Tea. Low caffeine. This tea was grown wild in the sloping mountains of northern Thailand, in harmony with other plants and animals without any fertilizers, herbicides, or other chemicals. That's what the package looks like. Love Some Tea is the name of the company. Green tea with a grassy and light palate and deep flavors of passion fruit. I bet it's gonna smell so good when I open it. Ooh. All right, and then the third tea are some tea drops. So I've gotten a different version or a different variety of tea drops in here before. Tea drops is a tea cake that you drop in your water. You don't have to strain it theoretically, but honestly, if there's anything floating in my tea, I don't like it. I'm definitely a strainer kind of person. These are Rose Earl Grey. People love to put rose in tea. What is that about? Maybe it's an early historical sort of thing. High caffeine. Bold and royal, this organic Earl Grey tea drop has a distinctive flavor of bergamot orange with a hint of English rose. You're just a drop away from your perfect cuppa. I have doubts, y'all. But I got 4 of those. So if I don't like them, Mom, because I know you're watching this, if I don't like this, I will send the other 3 to you and Michelle. All right, so that's the book and that's the tea. I will catch you on the next one.